Okay, this is Jim. So I'm going to show a way that I have to temporarily record. I just had some, when I started the recorder, it just flaked out on me. So, try to get that call back up. Yeah, so what I wanted to show, bring up something here. Before I started the recorder, I was actually able to show two things at once. So anyway, YouTube canceled my last 3 out of 4 streams, so I quit streaming. I'm not going to bring up Uno in this one, but I just wanted to show what you might see because I have to show what's on the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. Flip over to here. So what it was doing earlier today, before I rebooted, is it was actually switching screens without me telling it to. So I have it in what's called studio mode. So that means that when I hit like Alt-1, that brings up the Nintendo, okay? And I have to drag it over here for it to actually go live. That's how I normally live stream. So show it here, and then that will make it show up in the preview window. So as you can see here. So then what was doing before I rebooted was it was actually, even if I was in studio mode, it was immediately showing. So this is something what I'm about to do, Alt-2, you should normally not see. I'm going to go ahead and make it large just in case it shows up tonight. But that's how I change how, where page in the center, page on the left, manual on the right, whatever. So this is how I keep track of the wins. So normally you would not see that. And then Alt-3, I know this is out of date because Paige and Daniel have been playing without me streaming, so these numbers need adjusted to 1418 plus and 1210 plus, and I haven't been playing, so my 1796 is holding. So I have to check all that out. So now, some things that you may see appear today, hopefully not, but you may see, just in case, try to show examples of this. So technically you should not see this appear on the screen live, but this is how I keep track of who's the next inviter, etc. And then here's where I update the win counts for people. Here's how I do the little scroll along the bottom of the screen. And here is what I need to update. So when I know the counts, I'm just going to put pluses right now. And switch over to something. So you now see, as soon as I save it, then the pluses show up. So that's what's live right now. The background. So I'll change that. I'll remove the plus once I actually know. So we know there's at least 1418 and at least 1210. I just don't know how many of each respective person, Daniel and Paige, when they've been playing without me streaming. So switch over. Show another thing. So I have an Uno logger. So when I drag this off, I'll show you what that looks like dragging it off and dragging it back on. So when I drag it off, the second screen that I have is too small. It won't fit everything in there, so I will have to drag it back and update some of the stuff that will show up on the recording because it's capturing everything that this monitor is showing. So when I'm moving the mouse or whatever I'm doing, so I can't do anything right now, but I'll sync it. And I just thought that might be an issue about syncing. So, because normally OBS is streaming, I know how many seconds it's streaming for. So there may be an issue there. But anyway, so whether it's single or team, start game, end game, rounds, starts and ends, score limits, game types, and then what the custom rules are if it's empty. And then the left is normally AI, and I'll have to see who the AI is. And then the first game, Daniel is in the center, and Paige is on the right normally. So then Paige goes to the center, Daniel goes to the right, and then Paige goes to the left, Daniel goes to the center. So that's kind of how it flows. So you see this dragging back when you won't see anything streaming live tonight, but this is how I'm actually going to be recording. So those are the few things that you may see. And then I haven't brought this up. I might bring up another thing. So I think what my OBS sync is going to be is it's going to sync to whatever the little counter down here is. You won't see this sort of recording in my opinion, but this is how I'm recording where I'm moving the mouse. There's a little, like it's been recording for 6 minutes and 13 seconds as an example. So I think that's where, even though it's not really OBS, that's what it's going to be. So I have to use OBS to actually show the Uno. So I don't want it to show Uno, but I'll go ahead and bring it up, make sure I got sound. Yeah, I can hear sound. So I'm just going to bring up Tetris instead. And go ahead while it's at it. Go ahead and drag it over so you can see what that looks like. Because I may not have enough time before Uno to actually pre-test this to actually hear the recording. Sleep. So I think that's all I need to show, so that way if you see anything wonky on the recording, primarily this, is like I can't see the right. If I drag it off to the second screen, I can't update the right player. It's too small. So I think that'll be it, and then I may or may not bring up the little text file to monitor along the way as well. But this, ironically, was the first night that we started having trouble, is the first night I started using this program to keep track of our scores and stuff. So I'll still monitor on paper, but still log it on paper, but this is the app that I used. I just don't want to bring up an old data file right now to show you. So if you see a data file that has a lot of weird stuff in it, so it doesn't do us much good, but what I was doing was saying score 236, and then I was just pasting that in there. So I'll go ahead and clear this, but if I logged the message, it would actually create a data file right now with today's date on it. So I can't do that, but I was just pasting that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and stop this orientation to what you might start seeing. So this is a workaround. I tried to stream to Twitch the other night several times. I've got it set up in OBS, but for whatever reason, the video is not actually showing up there. It says it's streaming, but it's not. So we check one thing. So normally, to stream, I would go here to Manage. Show you this. And then I would change this, check remember these settings, and then I would change the date to Friday the 25th. And then I create broadcast and start streaming. And that's how that works. So this is going to YouTube right now. And then I have a custom way of going to Twitch. I'm not going to show that, but anyway. So whatever this program sees, it's been recording for 9 minutes and 35 seconds and counting up. Whatever this program sees on this screen is what it's going to capture. So it's not the ideal. So normally this will be drug off. I'm just going to go ahead and drag it off to the other screen. That's how I can control it. And then I'll minimize this for now. And then normally I just got to remember to keep the mouse stop moving. So keep it off the screen most of the time. And then show you this one more time. As you might see. So if you see this on the screen, I can technically drag it off too. I'm going to try one more thing here. Off the screen, I'm just testing some other things here. Okay, so until today, I thought it wasn't going to be full screen. I thought it was only going to be, drag this back, I thought I was going to not be in studio mode and you were just going to see this. That was what I thought I was going to have to look into, and I found a way of making that larger. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording, and I probably won't even have time to listen to it before we actually play.